When we and the earth were very young, we did not have to speak to each other. We were free. We were in that free state of no shape that we have been going into regularly each day, so that you may realize the state of freedom that is possible in consciousness, and as it was when we and the earth were very young. At that time, the communications was simply by being. I only had to be, and I couldn't help but be, and in that being, I communicated to everything around me. Because at that time I'll have to use the word, I was a being, you see. I don't want to use the word a spirit, because that's loaded with all sorts of junk. I was a being. I was not yet a human being. And of course I'm talking about I, who am in that body, as well as I, who am in this body. I was not yet a human being, and so, to begin with, I did not have a physical body. And of course, without a physical body, there were so many limitations that I did not have. And one of them was the need to talk, to communicate. Now you get the idea of what I'm saying, or you apply your rational mind to it and conceptualize it, and you complicate it. And you will not get it. You'll only understand a part of it, and then you'll have more questions. I ask you, please, to be simple and just hear me. The thing is to listen to what I'm saying, not to translate it into any rational thought, just to listen. For the way in those days that we could communicate, or that I could communicate, I've got to use that word I. There was no we in the sense that we have we. Only I, the state of being. And the way I communicated was through stillness, which was my nature, and silence, which was my nature, and joy. This great joy which was implicit in my nature, the great joy of just being a part of the great being, of which I was one with and yet a part of, a mystery indeed. I did not want for anything, for what could I want? I had joy. I had no physical body with all its limitations, its age, its illnesses, and all the rest of it. What was there for me to want? Nothing. I was in the joyous state of freedom in being. Somewhere along the line, I thought that there was a better way of life. somewhere that I wanted more experience, because in the state of being, as you know, when we go into being, there's no experience except the knowledge and state of being free, of having no problems, of, if you can do it, of being in a joyous place. So somehow, by the way of things, I wanted to experience. Because in the state of being, you don't experience anything. You are everything. And so I manifested a physical body. And with the manifestation of my physical body, I started to experience. For I then had all the five senses, and of course I had a tongue. And instead of communicating with being, by being, I started to communicate by words. And that was using existential time. That was many thousands of years, if I can use that time scale. After being, did my ability to speak, did words come through my body. And that is one of the explanations why words, concepts, can never ever reach, describe, or imply the state of being. Because the words came many thousands of years, let us say, after the state of being. And so words fall very much short in any attempt to describe the state of being, you might have noticed. And of course, the state of being is the state of love. So words can never ever describe love. For love is implicit in the state of being. Words are symbols. They represent something. They're interpretations. And they are not true. You might have noticed. Oh, they are true in a world of words. They are true. Like two angry people can communicate to each other through their anger. But it's not true. And so words can communicate with each other here in this very, very long descent into ignorance, into our mental bodies and into our emotional bodies, where being is so rare that we have replaced it with words and feelings, which of course, feelings being emotions. Now, can we return to the state of being? I mean, that's the question, isn't it? And because it is our original state, we must know, or you must know from me, of course it is possible to return to the original divine state of being in which I had no body and I knew the freedom